I'll never forget the day, the exact moment, when I knew that I was out of the game. I had an experience in Los Angeles that told me I was finished, done with breaking the law. It's ironic because it wasn't even a big lick. It was some little bullshit. I wanted a part for my Porsche. This was just early in my recording career. I had a few records out. The name Ice-T was starting to ring a few bells. I wasn't doing the acting thing yet. We had a Porsche shop that we normally gave our business to, but for some fucking reason, when I woke up that morning, I did not want to pay for the part I needed to fix my convertible roof mechanism. The part was only worth about $500, but I wanted to steal it. Some of my friends had stolen a Porsche, not the same make or model as mine, but I knew the part would fit. They were supposed to bring me the convertible part, and I kept bugging them about it. Finally, I was frustrated, so once again, Mr. Ice went gung-ho on their asses. Where's that motherfucking car? You motherfuckers can't steal. Where's that fucking stolen car? They told me the address, and I went on this solo mission to get this part for my Porsche. The stolen car was parked in the structure of an apartment building. It was well hidden. Had a canvas car cover over it. I got the ratchet in my waistband, and I was focused. I had a point to prove to my partners. Yo, I'ma show you motherfuckers, you peons, this is how a real fucking criminal steals. I walked to the apartment building, made a beeline straight for the Porsche, then peeled off the canvas tarp. I get my ratchet out. I'm standing inside the Porsche, about to steal the part, and suddenly I hear screaming. I whirl around, and at least 10 kids from the apartment building above have spotted me. They shouted so fucking loud, and a few are now streaming out of this door, running toward me. For a second, I thought they were calling for the police to bust my ass. But no. As they ran closer, I saw the pieces of paper and pens. They were asking for autographs. Ice-T! Ice-T! Yo, it's Ice-T! Yo, sign this, Ice! In the heat of my criminal-mindedness, I'd completely forgotten that I even was Ice-T. I was just back into that zone where I was a bad guy, a straight-up hustler. My face was well enough known that somebody from one of those windows above me had spotted me lifting the tarp just as I pulled out my ratchet. Now I'm sitting in this Porsche, half stealing this part, stone cold busted because I got the ratchet in my hand, and I have to put on this big cheesy smile. Hey, what's up, little homie? Y'all want autographs? Before I could even blink, a bunch of their parents are running outside, and they all want autographs too. So now I end up signing autographs for 15 minutes. Managed to duck any photographs. Luckily, this was the age before digital cameras and cell phone cameras. Nobody even looked at me askance. It appeared so innocent. All the residents of the building naturally assumed it was my own Porsche I'd parked there for some fucking reason. So that's when I realized, with a little bit of sadness, damn, I can't do this anymore. I'm too famous to steal. I had a situation not that long ago, a serious altercation with some people out here in New York. I can't get too specific about where or when, but the situation got violent. When we left the building, there were people laid out. Nobody died, fortunately, but it was some serious shit. When I got home, I was real sullen and contemplative for hours. Damn, Ice. That was your whole career right there. You're out here acting on instinct, but in the heat of the moment, did you even think about the 25 years of busting your ass? Man, you can't do this anymore. There's a basic street law. Talk shit, get punched in the face. Everybody knows that law. Different folks have different lines, and my line is way to the left. I'm the kind of dude that if I accidentally step on your shoes and you say, hey, what the hell? I'll not only apologize, I'll wipe them off for you. My bad, money, my bad. But if apologizing to you is not enough, if you still want to talk shit, then I could flip a switch and go to a very bad place, you dig? So this particular guy got out of pocket, crossed that line, and I had to flip the switch. It got real ugly real fast. After that, I sat at my house for a couple of days, waiting it out, waiting for the cops to come. But they never came. Still, it was a moment of reckoning. I had to talk to my wife. I had to talk to everybody in my crew. I said, yo, I can't even go outdoors if this type of stuff is going to happen. I have to contain myself. I need everybody's help. You know how I get down. Let's avoid this. And so, every day, since that altercation, I just become much, much, much more passive. From time to time, I still get angry, of course, but I've just learned how to contain it. It's a tough psychological trick. You have to learn to channel the anger into something positive. For me, it's not a matter of choice. Certain people have to learn how to channel their rage, or they're just going to end up locked up. That's the double-edged sword. At the end of the day, looking back on my career, I believe that whatever respect I've got comes from the fact that the people that I was involved with in the life, hustlers, pimps, and killers, know that I was an active person in the game. I actively did everything I rhymed about. That's why I've got 25 years doing this shit. That's the only way you go 25 years rapping autobiographically and never have your credibility challenged. You never heard anybody come out and say, man, Ice-T's a fake. Ice-T didn't do this. Ice-T didn't do that. As far-fetched as I can make things sound, whenever I go someplace in Los Angeles or travel around the country, cats will tell a story exactly the same way that I tell it. Not one single detail changed or exaggerated. I had a record where I said, my life's been a great story in the ultimate war. Should I ill or do right? Make peace or go raw? I can't explain the true penalties of fame and the wealth. Tell me, who can I trust? I can't trust myself. The devil got me thinking about them ill moves. Every damn kid on the street, they got something to prove. Push a bullet through my heart? Why not? That's a start. They could pump their reps quicker. Kill a well-known nigger. I know what it would be like for a youngster to kill me. To murder a well-known nigger. I know exactly what he's thinking. Fuck a old dude. Think I give a fuck? Ain't nothing, cuz. That's one of my skills as a writer, being able to flip my brain back to being 21 years old. Understanding that ruthless, reckless mentality is what keeps me safe. As they age, people tend to lose that mental agility. I use it all the time in making music. Most people hear an unexpected knock on the door. They picture a friend of theirs, a neighbor, maybe a delivery man. I always see the fucking ski masks. I see the motherfuckers storming into my world on some ready-to-die shit. That's just the dark, twisted imagery I always have in my mind. Funny story about Quentin Tarantino. I loved Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. All Quentin's movies, and especially his scripts, are off the chain. So I went to Tarantino one day, told him that I wanted some help writing a screenplay. Quentin, I said, I've got a movie idea, and I wanted to get your advice. He cut me off. Dude, he said, where do you think I get all my ideas from? From your music. You don't need any help from me writing anything. For all the dirt I did, I'm the kind of dude that would always try to learn something from the dark side of life, take away a lesson, and then I put it in a record. In my younger days, I saw myself as this guy running down a road, this hustling road, and yelling at everybody on my left and right, yo, you not gonna win. I'm the baddest at this shit. And then when I got to what I thought was the finish line, the end of that hustling road, I saw that there was a steep cliff. And all my friends who were hustling with me, they kept falling off that cliff. Now I'm the guy who's spun around, running back up the road, yelling at folks, don't do it. Ain't nothing up there but a fucking cliff. All I see are smirks and slick glances. Yo, you're a sucker. And fuck you, Ice. I'm 10 times smarter than you. I understand them. I've been them. Some cats just ain't ready for the truth. They don't get it. But they'll get it when they reach that cliff. I can't convince everybody, but I look at it this way. At least I'm yelling. Love keeps you alive in the game, not fear. Never fear. When you get to that certain level of OG, no one's afraid of anybody. But if motherfuckers love you, you're straight. Love's the reason I can connect with the brothers doing hard time. When I go into prison, see the homies, I just humble myself. I sit there in the visiting room and listen to them. We chop it up for hours. That's who gives me the motivation to stay the course. When you talk to the lifers in a joint like Sing Sing, they know it's too late for them. They've written their past, their present, and their future. It's a sealed book. But more than anything else, these guys doing life in prison want me to be a transmitter to the young kids. They're trying to give me the information that I can translate to a young buck before he goes to jail. Crime is a macho brainwashing, a psychological warp where you begin to believe you're bigger than the rest of the world because you know how to break the law and get away with it. Sure, there's something sexy about being the outlaw. Once you buy into that, and you're out to break the law, decide you can't work a square job, feel that you're something special, you're running head on into the machine that says, hold on. Nope. We're going to keep you in line. Whatever slick shit you think you're doing on the street, you're good until the fucking feds get you in their sights. When you're small time, no one gives a fuck about you. Once they decide that you're big enough to warrant 50 or 100 agents on you, dude, you're a wrap. I don't give a fuck who you are. Ain't nobody untouchable. Like we always used to say when I was pulling jewelry licks. You raise the risk, you raise the profit. But also, you raise the risk, you raise the problem. So when I talk to the kids in various juvenile facilities, I tell them, look at y'all. Y'all got caught, and you're still little petty punks. You're in juvie, a bunch of petty criminals. What makes you think you can be a big-time gangster and you won't get caught again? You're already fucking up, and you're in the first grade. Then I got one question that usually wipes the smirks off their faces. Do you know anyone who's over 30 that's never been to jail and never been caught? No one raises a hand. Think on that. Why would you get into a business when you know there's no way out? Listen, the smart hustlers are the ones who figure a legit hustle and take it to the bank. You can still keep your swagger. You can still be cool. You can still have all that fly shit. But don't get it twisted. We ain't in the day of Jesse James when you can rob banks and ride 300 miles and nobody's going to chase you down. The cops got GPS tracking, helicopters, plus all them innocent bystanders with camera phones putting your ass on YouTube. 1,000 technological advantages for the feds and local cops to nail your ass. The kids I'm talking to think they're real slick, but that's cool too. I understand them because I was one of them. Bottom line, all criminals want to do is live that good life. They think they found a slicker route to the money. Yeah, you been online, homie? You seen the pictures of me with the Bentley Continental and the Lamborghini Murcielago? Check this out. I came from nothing. I was homeless. My parents died when I was younger than you. I tried my luck at all the illegal shit that you guys are trying your luck at. But look how I'm doing in the legit world. And they said I couldn't do it. Now, you do have some sociopaths out there, people who are definitely hardcore violent, or twisted people who get off on this sheer aggression. Some get off on the pleasure of domination or inflicting pain. I never was that kind of guy. I never got off on being tough or aggressive. I loved the excitement of crossing the line. Also, I just thought I was slick. Of course, living the life, I ran into some dangerous individuals. You gotta stay clear of them cats if you're not one of them. Most of the cats in the street life keep a small circle of people they fuck with because they really don't know how some outside dudes will get down. You don't know if they're psychopaths. You don't know what they're gonna do under pressure. Notice how the mob families keep it real tight. They've been burned by undercovers and snitches, but in the old days, they used to have it so they never allowed an unknown entity inside the circle. You never know when you might brush into some cat ready to flip. Like Melly Mel said, don't push me, 'cause I'm close to the edge. That's why I always lived by the credo, I'm not out here to prove I'm the toughest guy in the room. I just want to make it out of the room. These kids in juvenile jails are tough. They can do their bids. It's a badge of honor to them. The frustrating thing about prison is that it's something you've got to take a lot of before you really understand the consequences.